First of all, I just want to thank everyone who watched my Growing Back into Music video. Listening to me go on for 15 minutes about how important it is to integrate music into your everyday lives took effort and time, and I just truly appreciate that. I got a lot of feedback and some wonderful comments and insights on this, so it means I must have struck a chord with a lot of you, which is very exciting. But something I neglected to talk about in that first video was the practical element of actually integrating music. I talked about how important it is, but not how to actually do it. So this video, which we'll call Growing Back into Music Part 2, the sequel, I'll just be suggesting some ideas that will get you started in the active process of integrating music into your life. Actively listening to music is also a valid form of integrating music into your everyday lives. Actively listening, as opposed to just having music on in the background, also engages this positive cycle of respect, communication, and expression. Listening to the message that is coming across in a piece of music helps you recognize emotions you're feeling, helps you then recognize those emotions and feelings in somebody else. We're talking about empathy at the end of the day, which is really what it's all about. So music is essentially telling a story. The idea of integrating music into our everyday lives is based on exploring and expressing the stories within us. So what's your story? Is there something going on in your life that you find difficult to express through words? It can be very confrontational to talk about something, but it can be very healing to sing about it. I'm just going to throw some research data at you here. Studies have shown that the act of singing actually releases endorphins, which is our brain's feel-good chemical. It can have the same effect on you as exercise. It produces this kind of lifted feeling that's associated with stress reduction. It's an activity, so more oxygen is getting into your blood, which helps your circulation. Singing often requires taking a deep breath, which is another stress reducer. So this is a method of integrating music into your everyday lives. We're talking about emotions, feelings, stuff going on within you. The very first step to integrating music into your everyday life is silence. Silence is essential to music. Classical composer Debussy once said, "Music is the silence between the notes." And this idea is based on getting in touch with inner stories, based on our emotions, our feelings, our questions, our thoughts, whatever's going on in our psyches and in our minds. This act of self-exploration, this time to allow yourself to look into yourself and let feelings emerge, has to happen in silence. You can just close your eyes, listen to your breathing, focus on your heartbeat and your own personal rhythm. Focus your attention on an event, something going on in your life, and the feelings and emotions that you have about it. Maybe you had a fight with someone recently. Maybe you just fell in love. Maybe you're wondering about your future, or you're concerned about your past. Maybe you're looking forward to something. Maybe you're dreading something else. Let those emotions flow and emerge. I'm going to vocally take you through my moment of silence. I just had it, but it didn't work for me to just sit here with my eyes closed. This is what was going through my mind in my moment of silence. My daughter went on her very first school field trip today to an amusement park, and I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. I'm afraid my daughter will end up dead in a ditch somewhere, because I think all moms think their kids are going to end up dead in a ditch somewhere if they're out of their sight, for a whole day, someplace else in the world. I'm also excited for her. I wonder if her sandwich is going to be edible 5 hours from now. I'm thinking of when I was waving goodbye to her little self in that big, huge bus. I can't believe how big she is, and how big a milestone this is for both of us, because she's going on her own path and I am having to let go. So these are a lot of emotions and ideas and thoughts and stuff going on in my head based on this singular event. Okay. The next step is to write down all this stuff that has surfaced. It can be challenging. I would say try to embrace every emotion that comes up, regardless of what it is. But whatever it is, just write it all down. So that's what I did. And as you can see here, I've pretty much outlined the most important elements. Fear, excitement, anticipation. She's a big girl, growing up fast, letting go, concern, and pride. So now you have some material to work with. Your story is slowly beginning to take form, and you're ready to make your song. And there are basically two ways you can do this. The first way I call winging it, and the second way, use what you've got. Winging it is essentially improvisation. Based on your own knowledge of music, you can put your melody together any way that you want. And believe you me, we all have knowledge of music. If you know what music is, you possess this knowledge. I am a self-taught musician. If I sang you something, I wouldn't be able to tell you what notes I just sang, but what is more important is that I know what the basics are that are incorporated in just about any piece of music. Tempo, pitch, and dynamics. Tempo is how fast or how slow it is. Pitch is how high or how low it is. And dynamics is how loud or soft it is. And I also know the effects of like major and minor notes on a piece of music. Da 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 da, I am happy. Da 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 da, I am sad. So here are some examples of how you could interpret these basic elements of music while winging it. Da 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 da. I'm excited about something. Da 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 da. I'm depressed about something. Da 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 da. I'm empowered. Da 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 da. I'm deflated. Da 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 da. I'm angry. Da 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 da. I'm in love. So now, armed with this knowledge, you can now piece together your song using what you collected during your silent moment of self-exploration. Based on my story, I might sing something like this. I waved goodbye, and you waved back. You'll be gone all day, I can't wait for you to come back. Will you be okay? Will you be okay? But you're a big girl now. You're a big girl now. Another way is what I like to call use what you've got. This method is pretty much identical to the winging it method. The first step being silent self-exploration. Write down your thoughts and ideas and feelings and emotions. But instead of making up a song, find an existing melody that you can relate to. It could be your favorite song or just a part of it. It could be She Loves You by the Beatles or Black Magic Woman by Santana or even Jingle Bells. So using that existing melody, you can then piece your song together. If I did my story to the melody of ABC, then it might sound something like this. I waved goodbye to you in the bus. You're gonna have such a wonderful time. I can't wait to see you when you get back. Please don't lose your pink backpack. Look at you, you're all grown up. my baby girl, all grown up. So now that you have these methods that you can play around with and experiment with and make your own, I have a couple of tips. Don't ever feel like you have to adhere to the things that you wrote down. When we write things down, they tend to become non-flexible. Amazing things happen when you just start singing and just allow yourself to express. If something else pops up and just comes into the song, embrace it, and just let it happen. It's there for a reason. A good example of this is last night when my daughter got really mad at me. She wanted a piece of chocolate when it was almost bedtime, and I said no, and which of course is reason to be mad at somebody. I understand that. And I thought, well, I will sing a song. So I started singing this song. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Is it 'cause you can't have chocolate right before bed? You already brushed your teeth. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? So I'm singing this thing, and I look at her, and she's like facing the other way. She's gotten all introvert, and she's like not even reacting to this song. She's ignoring me completely. And I'm thinking, this is not working at all. She's not going to sing along or anything. So I just look at her, and she's got all her like tickly spots exposed. So all of a sudden, I'm singing this thing about why are you mad? And I go, is that your tickly spot? Is that your tickly spot? Is it here or here or here or here or here? Is it your tickly spot? Is this your tick? So I'm tickling her, and I'm singing this song, and all of a sudden she's giggling her head off, and it's just, and my son comes in, and he started tickling and giggling, and we're all tickling and giggling each other, and it was awesome, and the whole chocolate issue just was like whoosh, out the window. Your words don't have to rhyme. You don't want your creative process to be hindered by trying to make things rhyme, because then you'll choose different words than maybe you'll actually really feel. So, forget rhyming, not important. If it rhymes, great. If not, great. Let me just stress how important it is that there is no right or wrong way to do this. Integrating music into your life, it is your story, it is your creative process, it is your emotion. It all comes down to your own personal interpretation. The methods that I'm telling you about in this video are just suggestions. They're just ideas. So any method that works for you to help you integrate music into your everyday life works. You know what? Have fun with it. Sometimes this may feel like therapy. But sometimes you might just have to get in touch with your inner goofball and just do kooky, crazy things that you wouldn't normally do. You know what? Roll with it. Let it happen. Have fun with it. You'll be surprised at the crazy things you can come up with. And it's all just in you, just waiting to come out. This is another way to integrate music into your everyday life and also become familiar with the basic elements of music and improvisation. Who remembers that song from Sesame Street? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, 12. They took something so mundane like counting and just turned it into this rocking song. And you can do that with every song. ABC, Rockabye Baby, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, all these basic nursery rhyme type songs that we all know, that we know really well. Experiment with them and try singing them different ways and see what happens. What if you did the ABC song like this? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, and a Q, R, S, and a T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. I hope that this somehow inspires, motivates you to integrate music into your everyday lives. Thank you.